Hey metalheads, you like tattoos? Of course you do. If you're in the Louisville, Kentucky area, come on over the bridge to Clarksville, Indiana, and get you some ink done at Ageless Art. If ink isn't your thing, they have a piercing studio as well. Visit agelessartclarksville.com to see some frequently asked questions, meet the staff. The shop is open Monday through Thursday, 12 to 8 p.m., Saturdays, 12 to 10 p.m., and Sundays, 12 to 6 p.m., all appointment-only spots. You can set up your appointments by phone at 812-283-1793 or email agelessarttattooandpiercing@gmail.com and someone will get you set up for your first or your next tattoo or piercing.
Hey, it's Jeff McNichol down here at Mom's Music, 1900 Melwood Avenue. I was just thinking, when I was a kid, the magic was at Frankfort Avenue, the Mom's Music at Frankfort Avenue, and I used to beg people to get a ride down there just to hang out with the guys and see all the cool gear. Now that I'm the owner of this store, it's like a dream come true. We're recreating the magic with the vibe that we used to have at the old store. We're carrying all the gear that you're going to possibly want. We're giving you the outstanding service and personal attention that you deserve. Yeah, so we've got the great guitar shop here. We're carrying USA Fender, USA Gibson, Paul Reed Smith, Gretsch, Jackson, Charvel, anything you could possibly want, we're going to have it for you. Mom's is and always will be Louisville's music store.
Thank you for tuning into the Metal Forge. I am Mark Jackson and I am your host. The premise of the show is pretty simple. Awesome interviews and awesome music. If you want to contact me, hit me up at metalforgeradio@gmail.com or visit the website metalforgeradio.com. And now, let's get this show on the road. What is going on, metalheads? Thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of the Metal Forge. My name is Mark Jackson, and I am your host. This week, my guest is from Worcester, Massachusetts. They are SEAX. Yes, like the knife. Evil speed metal. Fucking kick-ass awesomeness. Hopefully you guys are doing well. I don't know what kind of mood I'm in. It's been a crazy last week. I did get to attend a show last Friday night at Kaiju here in Louisville, Kentucky. It was Belushi Speedball. That was rad as hell. It was their first show in like forever, and I'm glad I got to be a part of it. I've never actually seen them live, other than the fact that when the time they were in at the radio station when I was working at WCHQ. So seeing their actual live performance this time was crazy and fun, and the company was great too, for sure. So, but as I said, I don't know what kind of mood I'm in. It's definitely been an interesting last week, with laws being passed around Florida and Texas, and that's just shitty stuff, along with everything that happened yesterday with Russia and the Ukraine and everything. I don't really know where I stand as a human, I guess. I know this sounds crazy to say, but, this is a completely 100% open, honest forum, and, if you all have any questions, concerns, whatever, you want to talk about anything, shoot me a line, metalforgeradio@gmail.com. We'll get it going. We'll get a dialogue started, and next week, holy hell, next week, my guest is going to be Blind Scryer, and tomorrow night, on the 26th of February, they're doing their EP release for Controlled Burn. And also, next week, with not only their interview, we're going to have Athena's first review here on the show. So that's going to be rad stuff. I'm so looking forward to it. And I want to take this moment right now and introduce to you the other new member of the Metal Forge family, Jason Gardner from Temptation's Wings. Yeah, that's right. That's the guy that was on the show a couple weeks back. He's going to do some album reviews as well, so be on the lookout for him too. Super cool stuff. We're growing, where it's like a fucking wildfire out here, and I am so glad for that, because it's all about the support and the love that you guys give, and it lets me know that, hey, keep doing this show because we like it. And that's so fucking cool to me. Thank you all so much. Down below, there are links to the sponsors. And without you guys supporting them, they can't support the Metal Forge either. And I am so grateful that you all do help these businesses. Whether you're listening to their podcast, you're buying instruments from them, you're going and getting tattoos, you're going to the Discogs page. Thank you all so much, and continue to please support all of these guys. You know, Ageless Art Tattoo and Piercing, Mom's Music, Maxwell's House of Music, Better Days Records, Unchained Tapes, Mercenary Press, The Wrestling Steve Show, The Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast, the It's Gonna Get Weird Podcast. Keep supporting those guys, because every bit helps us at the Metal Forge, and it helps them too. Also, making sure you all click on the Spotify playlists as well. You get to hear all of the previous bands that have been on the show, and you'll be supporting those people as well too. Thank you all. But let's go ahead and get this show on the road. This is from SEAX, from the Fallout Rituals album. This is Feed the Reaper. All right, metalheads, I'm being joined here on the line from Worcester, Mass with the guys in SEAX. Dudes.
Whoa, what's going on, people?
Yeah, what's going on? How the fuck are you guys?
Oh, hey, man, we're just trying to get back to work on, finishing up our new album here and getting back to play some more shows and see some fans. And after all, this bullshit that we've been going through the past couple of years.
The COVID nonsense.
Been a little slow, but, we're getting back to playing some shows this year and putting out new music. And it should be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And we'll talk about that here in just a second. But before we do, let's go around the room and introduce ourselves here. Who do I have on the line with me?
Okay, so I'm Carmine Blaze, lead vocalist.
I'm Derek on drums.
And I'm Sam. I just joined the band a couple years back. I'm on guitar.
Awesome. How is things up in Mass right now?
Things were pretty good. They were bad over the winter, like during December and stuff, during Christmas and everything. We actually played a show where we almost thought we weren't going to be able to play it due to, we had
the Omicron.
Yeah, the Omicron variant, and there was like one band that had to drop off. But we still got through the show, still got to play it and everything, so that was cool.
Wow.
But it was bad for a while, but it's a lot better now.
For sure. Music in general has just been so crazy the last couple of years with the whole COVID thing. And I'm just glad people are starting to actually get to play again. And my band included, that we can actually just sit there and look forward to playing decent shows. And it seems like most of the bands that I've dealt with have been really cool about, doing the right thing, as they say. Wearing masks when they need to, making sure that, if venues are requiring vaccination cards and stuff like that. So
yeah, we're all vaccinated. We miss playing as much as anybody else, but we're also trying to be smart about it. Be safe about it.
Oh, for sure. Because it's like if you don't have your fans there, it's like there's no point at that point.
Yeah, absolutely. It's hard playing those shows where it's like at first where it's like you can't like have people like mosh or anything or get close to each other, and stuff like that. It's very awkward. You know what I mean? Luckily, we didn't run into a lot of that, but we were playing a lot of shows during the whole thing. So
yeah, we didn't start playing shows again until late this past October. But every show we've played since has been fucking awesome.
Definitely. You're seeing the people that you haven't seen for so long and just having fun.
Absolutely.
But
I've only been to probably 2 shows personally, big concerts, and the energy is just so great. It feels so good to be back. To live events, and just to hear live music again. You know what I mean?
Oh, for sure.
You can just tell that like everybody's stoked to see that live music is a thing again. People can just go out and have a great time and take their mind off all the bullshit. Cause like, I feel like before the pandemic, people were kind of getting to a point where they could kind of take live music for granted. They could just stay home and watch like YouTube, Netflix or whatever. And once the live shows went away, people were just like, holy shit, this is cool, but it's not the same thing, not even close. So as soon as live music came back, people are just like, fuck yeah, this is awesome. I'm so glad we have this back.
Definitely.
And I feel like anyone who lived through the whole COVID-19 pandemic, anyone who lived through that is never ever going to take live music for granted ever again. Right. I know I won't.
Definitely. Just even taking it to just a regular life scenario. I think there's a lot of things that people missed on top of just music that they won't take for granted ever again, like spending time with your loved ones.
Hell yeah.
I worked in a service industry where I had to go in and out of healthcare facilities, and just so many people like in elderly care communities and such, they couldn't see their families. And it's just like stuff like that. I think the younger generations are just not going to take for granted anymore, because you never know what can happen.
Exactly. Oh, yeah. The COVID thing just took everybody by surprise. It happened so abruptly. It's like 1 minute there's all these shows and people are having a great time, and the next there's a long line to do simple things like get into the supermarket.
Right, absolutely. So let's go ahead and talk about. You said you were writing and recording your new album.
Yes.
That's super
a lot
rad.
of writing. I'm sorry?
That's super rad.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
We always enjoy the writing process. We didn't do anything for a while. We kind of shut down for months. Our bass player, his mother has some like health issues, so we didn't see him for a while. So we couldn't get together like as a 5-piece. So we started kind of like writing the album a little bit separately, part by part, really. Doing like guitars and drums mainly, like kind of the rhythm stuff. And then kind of put it together piece by piece with vocals and lyrics. Sources of the songs coming from different parts of the band, put it all together, and finally we got it all together. We just finished. Everything's like just finished, ready to go, and hopefully people like it.
Well, definitely.
We put a lot of work into it, that's for sure.
Definitely. So obviously, with the pandemic, how we were talking about it a minute ago, it really greatly affected the way you guys worked as a team before.
Mm-hmm.
See, and that's fascinating to me because I have my way of doing things.
Yes, absolutely. The way we do things is always together, always in the same room, never like sending emails or anything like that. It's just like getting together, making the music, and then showing the people the parts. And then, people come up with parts on their own, like the bells and whistles of the songs, like solos and stuff like that. But we're always together. So that's why the pandemic really, really affected us, because we couldn't get to the same room together.
Right.
And we're just not the type of people who are like, oh, I got a song, like I'll send you the email, like write the parts and we'll record in like separate rooms. We kind of did that when we did the tracking for the album. Yeah. But as far as writing, it was annoying.
We're very old school in that sense.
Mm-hmm, for sure.
Definitely. And I think that really works for some people, though, because I'm very old school in that sense as well. I'll write riffs and stuff at home and present it to my dudes and say, hey, here's what I got.
Mm-hmm.
What do you guys think? And they'll do the same thing. But we're there in the same room. We're writing. We're digging through and in the trenches together. And then there's other guys that I know that are just like in 12 different bands and they're just emailing shit back and forth and putting it together. It's like, how the fuck do you do that? I wish
send the wrong song to the wrong guy, and all of a sudden you got like some polka thing going over some like heavy metal thing. It's like, oh shit, sorry, that's the polka thing. I'm supposed to send that to Sir Doddington in ye old England over here. I don't know, something like that. You know what I mean? It's like, how do you keep track of all that shit?
Definitely. So with
Gus Polinski, polka king of the Midwest.
God damn, polka king.
Polka king of the Midwest sold 632 copies in 1972.
How do you know that? How do you know that fact?
Because I've seen that movie like 100 times.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay. I thought you like really knew his
like it was a real thing. Yeah. That's great.
Yeah, you can really hear the influence on this next album.
So do you have a date?
Oh yeah, like Gus Polinski influence all over the place. The writing's on the wall.
Right. Nice. So do you guys have a date in mind for an album release?
Not right now.
It's hard to say. Not to like supply chain issues, like with physical release. Like
there's
definitely
nothing definite right now. Nothing definite.
Tentative fall.
It's hard to confirm whether or not it's fall or not. But like it's hopefully like by the soonest it would be fall,
mid-fall.
Tentatively in the fall, but we can't really say anything definite right now.
Yeah, we don't have an actual
right. Because obviously with the supply chain issues and everything, and I actually have right here
oh hell yeah,
dude, fuck yeah,
a nice vinyl package copy of Fallout Rituals.
Let's ask. So where did you pick that up? Did you pick that up on Bandcamp?
No, I work part time in a record store and I stock it.
Oh, right on.
Oh,
yeah. So I placed this album in the store for you because I heard it. I heard it on Bandcamp.
I wasn't familiar with you or like any of your background.
Oh no, absolutely. I partnered up with a local store here in Louisville, Kentucky, and he wanted to start an independent metal section. And he asked me to reach out to these different distributors and get some stuff. And that was on the list. So I checked out all of the entire list of like distribution of the bands that they had. And I heard, I was like, holy shit, these dudes are awesome. I want to put them in the store and see what we can do with it. So I know you're at least in one store in the Midwest.
All right. Hell yeah.
Oh, badass.
Because I think record stores, where the digital market has gone to this completely insane level where you can buy everything, you can pre-order everything, but I still believe in a brick and mortar record store. Something that you can go in and dig through the stacks.
Fuck yeah. There's nothing like it.
No,
we are huge advocaators of going to record stores in pretty much almost every city we play in. And we bring our records, SEAX records. And friends give us records of their shit that we love. We bring them with us to record stores and trade records and everything. And we love doing that stuff. We love supporting local record stores, especially when we're out touring and everything like that. And when they shelve our records, that means more people streaming your music and seeing just the numbers. It's cool, but knowing that your record's there and somebody has it in their house, maybe even hanging on their wall or something.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? It is something way cooler. Or when they bring it to a show and they want you to sign it or something, no matter how big or small you think your band is, it still feels cool when it happens.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So
I agree 100% with that.
Yeah, and it really goes underappreciated, the impact of picking up a record at a record store that you've never heard of, you've never even have no knowledge of the band at all, taking that chance of buying it, taking it home, putting it on, put the needle down the wax, and you get blown away. That's so underrated because discovering music now is just, I feel like people just take it for granted, with all the streaming services and everything. Yeah. It's so easy just to stumble upon your next favorite band.
Right.
Yeah. It was, for me, it was CDs. It wasn't necessarily vinyl. For me, it was CDs and cassettes, Because, I'm a 90s kid. This guy over here is a 90s kid, late 80s, 90s kid. You know what I mean? So we had CDs. I would pick up CDs at a store just on school field trips.
Right.
You get to a record store and buy a death metal album and listen to it on the bus on my Discman on the way home.
Definitely.
Welcome to the night. You think you know Night Demon? Then the Night Demon Heavy Metal Podcast is for you. Step into the darkness as we peel back the curtain to give you an unprecedented, all-access look into the mind and the heart of the demon. We're talking band history, song analysis, studio anecdotes, stories from the road. It's everything a diehard Night Demon fan could want and more. This is the only place to learn the inside scoop, the deep dive trivia, the untold tales from the band members themselves and those closest to the Night Demon story. Need more? The sacred Night Demon Crypt will be pried open to reveal demo recordings that have never before seen the light of day. All with in-depth commentary by the band and the people who were there for the writing and recording process. This is a gold mine, a treasure trove of all things Night Demon. Head over to nightdemon.net or wherever you listen to podcasts.
Hey, Metalheads, it's with great pleasure I get to tell you guys about a new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Ageless Art, New Albany. After 20 years of owning and operating Ageless Art in Clarksville, Indiana, Phil Garrett had a vision for a new type of tattoo studio. Something that is clean and modern, sleek, refined, inviting. And he's done just that with Ageless Art in New Albany. You can find it at 2736 Charlestown Road, New Albany, Indiana, 47150. Business hours are Monday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Sundays are 12 to 6. All sessions are appointment only, so give them a call and go get you some new ink. Or if it's your first time, go get your first one, baby.
Hey guys, Wrestling Steve of the Wrestling Steve Show here. So if you're currently listening to the Metal Forge with Mark Jackson, then you understand that Mark Jackson has a pretty discerning taste when it comes to music as a whole. you'll also understand that he has a discerning taste for professional wrestling, just like me. My show is called The Wrestling Steve Show. I talk about modern and classic pro wrestling in a completely unbiased, unfiltered way. Be sure to check me out on all available podcasting platforms. That is The Wrestling Steve Show. And I am the host, Wrestling Steve. Just remember, like Confucius said, man who goes through turnstile in Thailand is going to Bangkok. Pro wrestling.
I think there's something completely different about, just being able to go in to a record store and new vinyl's being pressed like crazy these days because obviously everything's a year behind on pressing. Yep. More on that in a second. But I always noticed when I was a kid, like in my parents' record collection, the smell of the vinyl, like the cardboard that it came in.
Yeah.
That weird, musky, weird smell that it has. And there's something alluring about that when I go to a store and I'm just sitting there flipping through way old shit, that's just like, reminds me of being a kid, I guess.
Oh, yeah, for sure. The difficulty of saran wrapping a Ziploc jewel case. Oh, my God. It's like tearing those apart, just like in the corners, and you're like, can't get to open.
Once you know how to do it, it's pretty easy though. Like you know how there's a little slit.
I know.
You just put your fingernail there, and then you just rip it open.
This is the thing that gets us going. Is opening CDs.
I couldn't do it right.
Oh my God! I feel like the worst was like trying to take the little sticker off the top.
Yes, that was just gonna say the exact same thing.
Like the plastic to me was the easy part.
Yeah. I still hate doing that to this day because at that record store.
Oh, God, that shit is like the literal worst.
It is.
But then once you finally get it open and the CD's open and you pop it in the CD player and you hear a badass song open the album, you're like, fuck yes. This is what makes it all worth it.
That's what
I remember.
This is what makes it all worth it, dude.
I remember being like 14, 15 years old, going to the record store and picking up a CD and not having a Discman at the time, but like not having a car stereo with a CD player either. And just still, even opening the CD in the car just to look at the artwork before even getting home and being able to play it. Seeing just like looking at it and being like, holy shit, this is going to sound awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the artwork too. Exactly.
Yep, and opening up the lyrics and seeing like the pictures of the band, the lyrics and everything else that comes inside.
Yep.
The equipment that they use.
Definitely. All the shout outs and thank yous and, like reading the thank yous in Use Your Illusions 1 and 2 where he says fuck St. Louis and stuff like that. And just like all of that stuff is so cool.
Or like Twisted Sisters Love Is for Suckers. You open up the booklet and there's a part where Dee Snider's talking shit about Vidal Sassoon.
That's great. But I think that's a lost art, with the digital market because you can get digital booklets and shit like that, but who wants to download a PDF file to, when you get to like Fallout Rituals, the insert is awesome because it's I'm doing the sound effect right here. It's super thick paper. It's glossy both sides, and is just totally rad to just hold and look at. And it's almost like an art piece.
Hell yeah,
fuck yeah!
And another thing that's another thing that's like gone by the wayside in a lot of this is you guys also included a poster and stuff like that is like, it's super cool to me because nobody thinks to do it anymore. They did it back in the day for like super special releases, but just having something like that and it makes the product, in my opinion, more so. The visual and all the extras, the bells and whistles are still part of everything, the music and all of that.
Yeah, and like not even all those things included in our albums have even been totally our ideas, but we're totally 100% for them. Whoever releases our album, they're like, we want to put a poster in there. We're like, yes, definitely put a poster in there. Put a sticker in there with whatever it is. Put it in there. Put everything in there.
It could even be like the original release of Alice Cooper School's Out, where it includes like a pair of like red panties or something.
Yeah, hell yeah, we're getting ideas now. We're getting ideas.
$1 billion babies.
With a meatball sandwich. Yeah. SEAX written on it with all our pieces toasted into the bun.
and it comes with an actual SEAX. Make sure you take that out before you bite into it, though.
Right.
We should now let people know that the album will not be coming with a meatball sandwich. We're sorry for anybody who was looking forward to that.
Or an actual SEAX.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
that would be sick.
Like a SEAX shaped sticker would be pretty cool, though.
But you are going to see some sick killer pictures on the album that we just took today.
Yes.
Nice.
We were over at we were at a castle today taking photos for the album.
And we froze our balls off, but the photographer we worked with today,
Light Witch,
fucking incredible. Like she's taken a lot of great pictures for people, for like other bands and stuff. Like
friends of ours, super
all fucking killers.
Hell yeah. Definitely.
She has a vision, and I feel like she really captured like the vision we had for those photos to be like in our album like perfectly. Like she just totally got her vibe. She was taking all these like dynamic angles, like shooting us like all the right positions to just make us a fucking and feel badass. And like that's what you really want,
Right.
I felt badass today.
Yeah.
She knew exactly what we wanted, and she nailed it to a T.
Hell yeah.
Like we couldn't be happier with it.
Definitely. All right,
hopefully there'll be more collectibles in this next album coming up.
We were talking a little bit ago about supply chain issues and so on and so forth. If there is a possibility of the vinyl being pushed out a year from whenever you guys are done recording and final approval and all that stuff, is that not something are you going to wait on doing the CD release as well and do it all at one time?
I think it's all up to the label now.
Those things are being done by two separate entities, or two separate people. So it could be done separately, depending on. But that those people have to work together.
Definitely.
Yeah, they want to release it. They probably want to release it together. They're working with each other.
Well, it's
they're like sister labels, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, it seems like it's just a painstaking process because I see so many bands that want to release albums and put it on vinyl and CD, but they have to do a CD release first because, there's such a backlog of wait time on the vinyl end. And to me, that seems like it'd be really difficult on your sales and pre-orders and such because I know I purchased something last year that was supposed to be out in like May, and I didn't get it until the beginning of December because of supply issues. And I'd actually, I'd forgot that I even ordered it because I pre-ordered it in November of 2020.
Yeah. Okay.
I've actually had that happen too, like where I order like a newer record and like it comes months later and I'm like, oh my God, I forgot all about buying this. I pre-ordered it even a year ago. I'm like, oh wow.
Right.
It's like it's almost like a nice surprise, but it's like by the time they get it, it can be difficult because it's like, oh well, the hype of the album releases. I mean, because like you
kind of fizzled out.
Maybe because like if like when the album comes out,
well, we have been told by our people that fall should not be a problem for us for the release of both.
Yeah.
So
nice.
On vinyl especially. So like it's something that we're hoping is correct. And if there's any changes to that, we will definitely be posting online about it and everything like that.
Yeah, and just roll with the punches.
Well, so since there's not really a date set yet, but just hopefully fall, do we have a name yet? Are you allowed to give a name or anything?
From the album?
Yeah.
Yeah, the album's going to be called Speed Inferno.
Nice.
Speed Inferno.
Speed Inferno!
Yes, that is so rad. I'm so glad for the speed thing is so cool, and speed metal is coming along nicely, I think. And it's its own new thing again.
Yeah, and like that's who we are. That's who we want to be. So we just try to, lack of a better term, fucking get after it with the fucking speed. It's gonna start off fucking fast. It's gonna end fucking fast. It's gonna fucking give you attitude. Yeah. It's not gonna stop. It's going to be fucking awesome.
It's going to rip people's throats out and just cause all kinds of speed-induced mayhem.
Hell yeah, and that's what it's all about right there.
Hell yeah, speed-induced mayhem. I love it.
I'm definitely looking forward to it, and I know all the listeners out there will be as well. Hey everybody, let me tell you about the new sponsor to the Metal Forge, Unchained Tapes. They're an independent Pennsylvania tape label. They focus on extreme metal and punk with a killer approach to the tape scene. Visit their web store at unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com now to get your fill of tapes. And for being a Metal Forge listener, enter the code METALFORGE10 at checkout to get a 10% discount on your total purchase. That's unchainedtapes.bigcartel.com. Hey, let me tell you guys about Mercenary Press. They're an independent London label and distributor of all things metal. Mercenary Press delivers the goods from their own independent zine. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on that. To distributing various bands from all over the world, including Cramp from Spain and Sadistic Force from Texas. Visit mercenarypress.bigcartel.com to find out what all they have in stock and what you can order. And for Metal Forge listeners, enter code METALFORGE to receive a discount on your total purchase at mercenarypress.bigcartel.com. Check it out now. Since 2013, there has been a calling from the underground, from the graves of all those unholy, and they decided to make a zine to talk about all of this. Soul Grinder Zine, an independent metal zine to keep you informed on all things metal and horror from the underground. Available in both print and digital formats, they're bringing you the best interviews and reviews out there today. Not only do they do the zine, but they also do compilation CDs. Check them out at facebook.com/soulgrinder.zine and start your subscription now. So let's go ahead and switch gears here. Let's go ahead and get into some general profile questions about you guys as people, because that's what we all are day to day, you know. What was the best concert you ever attended?
Oh shit, Carmine, you go first, okay?
Best concert I ever attended? Well, I've been to a lot of fucking badass concerts, but I would say the best one I ever went to was first night of Wacken 2009. I got to see Running Wild do the show that's now on the Final Jolly Roger DVD. So it was Running Wild and then Heaven and Hell back to back. That was the last time I ever got to see Ronnie James Dio live.
Oh wow!
So,
yeah, man, that's it.
Yeah, that was just like the most badass night of my life.
Hell yeah!
All right, so I would say the coolest show I've been to was seeing all the members of Black Sabbath at Ozfest. The original members. That was probably the coolest possible thing. I also saw Metallica. Metallica was my first show at 13. But like probably my ultimate favorite was Iron Maiden on the Legacy of the Beast tour that they just did a few years ago.
Right. And
I was fucking trash for that show. I was fucking absolutely fucking trash. And they played so many good songs. They opened up with fucking Where Eagles Dare. It was so fucking amazing.
Dude,
they play the Klansmen.
Right. I was at that tour also, yeah.
Oh my god. And then fucking I think they played Iron Maiden and then I fucking passed out in my chair, just fucking drunk, and I don't remember the rest of the show at all. I remember just like walking back to my car, trying not to puke, and then it took my other guitar player, Hell. This is Sam here, but our other guitar player, Hell, like an hour and a half to find my car.
Oh shit!
He had to, yeah. He called me. He's like, Derek, I can't find your car. I can't. I was like, it's in the middle of the parking lot, dude. He's like, yeah, there's no shot. There's no way I'm gonna fucking find that shit. And then finally, one of our friends fucking found him. Our friend Doug. He was like, hey, I found Hell. I was like, my car's right over here. He fucking found my car in 2 seconds. Huh?
Nice.
One other thing that's worth noting about Vakken, that same festival was also the last time I ever got to see Lemmy live with Motorhead.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. What about you, Sam? What's your best show ever?
Best show ever? I mean, can't beat seeing goddamn Judas Priest, man. Like, I remember first time I saw Priest was in like 2011 on the Epitaph tour, and I remember like being so bummed too that like, you know, it was like the first tour they had without KK, and I remember thinking, oh man, it's my first time seeing Judas Priest, and it's not going to be with fucking KK down, you know, I'm so bummed. But then like I saw Richie Faulkner on stage, and they fucking tore through that set so good. Like I walked away from that gig with like a different like idea, like, oh, you know, maybe Judas Priest can still fucking kick ass, you know, and like they still do, and like the fucking albums they put out since are like fucking carrying the goddamn torch for all of us, man. Like, and like I've seen him like 2 or 3 times on the Firepower tour, and I got the tickets that were postponed for like the one that they were supposed to do this last go around, so I'll be seeing them again in like April. And like, yeah, just fucking, I mean, you just can't get any more classic than that.
Definitely. You know, you brought up Maiden and you brought up Priest. So which is it, Priest or Maiden?
You know,
it's hard. I love both. Like Iron Maiden's got some great album, because like, you know, Seventh Son especially is my favorite album, and there's like a lot of great stuff on that. And like, I don't think Maiden's ever really done a bad album, but I've always personally been more partial to Judas Priest.
I mean, like, just in terms of longevity and like, you know, kind of deal. I mean, it's like fucking Iron Maiden was listening to Judas Priest, guaranteed, when they were like learning how to play it. At least that's how I've seen it. You know, like they're both from like very geographically similar, like the England, you know.
Right.
And,
yeah, they are from the same darn country.
They're from the England.
Well,
the England.
Yeah,
the England. The England.
I didn't want to like narrow it down.
So there are 2 bands. They're from England.
Yeah, they're from England, and
which is on the planet Earth.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Very similar geographically.
All right. Okay. So, okay. 20s me, early 30s me would have said Maiden. Now it's probably Priest.
Right.
I know it flipped, but if you gave me a top 10 of albums between the two, I guarantee you it would be close to 5 and 5 of each.
I could see that. I used to not be a Maiden fan, like, ever. It's like, I don't like the high operatic shit, you know. I didn't like it. But for some stupid reason I like Judas Priest. And honestly, I had to go see Maiden live, and then I became a fucking massive fan. And now I've seen them like 5 times. So
yeah.
You really can't deny Iron Maiden's like stage show. I mean, it's
it's one of the best.
Off the line, like it's a true experience. Like if you'd never seen Maiden, like you're doing yourself a service. Like you know, even like it's one of those things where it's like you gotta spend the extra $1 and like get closer, as close to the stage as possible, because like, you know, their stage is just larger than life.
Well, and here's the thing with that.
Priest doesn't like try to do the same thing. They obviously do. You know, like I've like the couple of times I've seen them recently, I mean, like their stage, like they got the huge lights, they got pyros, they got fucking huge screens with like the animations going, like you know, the metal god like character, like the firepower dudes like flying across the screen, like that's super fucking awesome to see. Like while you fucking see like, you know, Judas Priest fucking doing what they've been doing, you know,
right,
for fucking 50 years now, and it's fucking incredible, man. It's incredible to see someone like Rob Halford still being able to sing a song like Painkiller, or still be able to sing a song like freaking like
Saints in Hell.
Like they brought back Saints in Hell like last couple of times, and that was
at the age of 70, no less.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I saw them,
I hope I can still do that at 70.
No shit, exactly. Sabbath or Zeppelin?
Yeah,
Sabbath.
I would definitely say Sabbath. For sure.
Yeah.
100%.
Sabbath, especially Dio era.
Okay.
Even as a drummer, I say Sabbath.
Definitely. So we're 3 for 3 here. You've all agreed on Priest, and you've all agreed on Sabbath. So hell yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool.
Yeah, the cool thing about Sabbath is like with every singer, it's like they were going for a slightly different style, and like other than like 1 or 2 albums, I don't think there's ever really been a bad era of Black Sabbath.
Right. And honestly, I like Tony Martin era Sabbath. I really do. Power metal Sabbath.
For sure.
It's like,
oh my God, Headless Cross, sure. I even like Glenn Hughes era, the 7 Star album.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Like I said, that whole power metal era when like Tony is like coked out of his head.
Yeah. Look to the people and on through the best.
And I know a lot of people shit on it, but like I really dig stuff like Forbidden and stuff as well.
Like Forbidden, honestly, like I think the biggest issue with that album was like what they chose for like an opening track, just because it's so jarring. Yeah. It's so jarring. Like the fact that like that's like the first thing you hear, it sets like the average listener like at on ease because of like all the different like little things they're doing, like the dissonant, like voicing, like with all the different instruments and stuff. Like it definitely sets you off edge, and it would turn the average listener off. And I feel like it would even turn like the average like Sabbath fan off, and it does.
Right.
But like the rest of the album like doesn't really like give that same vibe, and like it's honestly like a lot easier to listen to. It's definitely an album that I think would grow on you, especially like if you were big into like the non-Aussie Sabbath albums, like because that's kind of like obviously. Like when you get introduced to Black Sabbath, like it's probably through like the first couple of albums, just because like they get the most commercially successful,
right? And
then like when you kind of begin to like at least for the average, if you've had the privilege of like being born, like and being able to experience like every level of Sabbath, timeline wise, like that's got to be fucking amazing. But like for someone my age who like discovers Black Sabbath. You get those first couple albums under your belt, and then like you discover like the other albums, and like you either do one of two things. You either are like, oh, that's not Ozzy, fuck that shit, or you're like, oh, who is that? He sounds fucking amazing, and it still, it sounds like Black Sabbath because fucking Tony Iommi's like fucking God,
right?
Like everything he plays just turns to gold,
Honestly, I would probably be willing. To sit there and bet that like. Unless you had parents that listened to, even in that era, as classic rock, if you didn't have parents that listened to that kind of music, probably the first like exposure you had to Black Sabbath was probably in the film Dazed and Confused.
Mm-hmm. Oh, true, yeah.
Because I know that's how it was for me. They play Paranoid as soon as like they're at the drive-in restaurant shit, and it's just like, what is that?
Yeah.
And it's just like that. Yeah. As soon as you hear that beginning of that riff, it's like fuck, and you find out who it is, and then you go back to like the first album. It's like wow.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Hey, it's Mark Maxwell at Maxwell's House of Music. Listen, all this stuff is now available to purchase on our website. Check it out at maxwellshouseofmusic.com.
We carry all the top brands, like Fender.
We got Gibson.
We also have basses.
We've got ukuleles.
We got drums.
We've got sound gear.
We've got keyboards.
It's Gonna Get Weird is the name of the podcast. We're on season 2, so you have a whole season to get weird with Frank Green and Scott Clark. The best part is there's always laughter.
Oh, yeah, you can pull that out.
We have national touring comedians, NFL stars, rock stars, your local friends. It always gets weird. Weird answers.
Have y'all ever snorted coke off of a 78 Pinto? No? You ain't no
Weird questions.
Who had a bigger cocaine habit, Jock Sutherland or Kaywood Ledford?
Neither one, because they stopped beating their wives.
And weird we never even thought of.
Well, no. My friend is on acid, and I sent my friend to go find a payphone so that I can call and turn myself in for murdering this guy and ruin my life.
We love all types of people, but we don't love all people.
Weird. It's Gonna Get Weird is the name of the podcast, available everywhere. And thank you to Big X Sports Radio for being a proud sponsor of It's Gonna Get Weird. Frank Green, Scott Clark. Yeah.
A couple more questions. What's your favorite condiment?
What's your favorite condiment, Carmine?
Any type of hot sauce, like Frank's, Cholula, Valentina, Tapatio, like any type of hot sauce. I love anything spicy.
All right, so my favorite condiment is okay. I'm just thinking about like my favorite moment for condiments, and that is like I don't like
condoms that taste like mint.
Oh, Carmine. I don't like to put condiments on steak, but if I had to, A1 steak sauce.
Oh.
And I like on a burger, too. I love that shit. I can eat that shit all day. Yeah, Sam.
Probably the one I eat the most would be hot sauce. I love, like, yeah, I gotta fucking love hot sauce.
Metal Force hot sauce.
Whether it's like, yeah, I gotta try some of that. That sounds, like, do you know, like, what it's made out of? Like, what kind of peppers?
Does it have Carolina Reapers?
No, it's actually habanero and fatale pepper. And it's got a sweet kick. It does have a sweet backside on it where it's apple and elderberry in the back part.
Ooh, that sounds really like it would pair nicely. Because habanero is a really nice flavor.
It is.
Like, and it's got a nice amount of heat too. I mean, I don't know. I'd say the hot sauce I probably have the most would be like Valentina or like Cholula or like
Cholula's
just your
good.
average. But there's like this local like Puerto Rican food place that I like to go to in New Hampshire that fucking makes really sick.
Hell yeah.
Hot sauce. Fucking awesome.
So a couple of hot sauces and an A1 sauce. That's cool stuff. I mean, I agree though about putting condiments on steak. If it's good enough steak, you should never have to.
Yeah. Like the A1 steak is like, okay, somebody put their heart into this steak, but they messed up. It's not their fault. So I'm just going to get some A1 sauce.
Definitely.
Yeah. Whenever I grill steak, I like to season it up to the point where hopefully nobody likes to use anything on it.
Definitely. Exactly. I'm that way as well. For the listeners out there, recommend a band or somebody to get into.
Oh, Carmine, this is definitely a question for you.
Oh, let's see. Okay. Let's see. Stalker from New Zealand are really good. Tower from New York City. Newer band Hell Priest from Vermont. They're fucking solid. Archdruid from Vermont. Adamantis, they're a really cool power metal band from Boston. Great bunch of guys. More in the Light. Rangers, a really good band. Shit.
Anybody more than just a little band?
Anybody more than just a little? Well, I mean, Rangers from Finland.
Well, yeah, no, that's right.
I mean that's not really.
No, you're right.
That's not really cool. Stallion from Germany is really good. White Tower from Greece. Warrior Path, I think they're also from Greece, aren't they?
Yeah, they. I know that White Tower band just put out their first full length.
Oh, and we toured with these guys a few years ago. Road Rash from Canada.
Absolutely.
Fucking Speed Metal Maniacs from Vancouver.
Yeah, dude, those guys.
You ever heard those guys?
I have actually. I'm friends with Andrew, and he put out some of their stuff as well from Metal Assault Records.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Definitely. Yeah. Yep. I actually have I have the 7-inch single.
Yes.
666 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it.
666 miles per hour.
Also, Bloodstar from Salt Lake City. They're really good.
Fucking right they are. Yeah. Back last week, I went to, there's a bar in Louisville here that I frequent, and they do a BYOV, bring your own vinyl. And I took my copy of The Fear in, and like the place loved it. It's like, yeah, now I just need to fucking get them here to Louisville.
Hell yeah.
So I will actually be attending Hell's Heroes in April, and they will be playing.
Hell's Heroes, I'll be there.
Oh, fuck. Yeah. So we'll definitely have to meet up or something and have a beer or something.
I'm fucking down.
I've got one more question, but before we do you have any shout-outs you want to give to anybody today?
Any shout-outs, Carmine?
You got any shout-outs, Derek?
Well, we want to give a shout-out to Lightwitch.
Lightwitch, hell yeah.
They're giving the pictures today to Diabolic Bite Records and Iron Shield Records. We're going to be putting out the album.
Shout out to Eli for recording.
Shadow.
Huh?
The city.
Yeah?
Shadow Kingdom.
No.
Iron
Shield. Iron Shield.
Yeah. Shadow Kingdom for putting out Fallout Rituals.
Yep.
Yeah. Right.
That was Shadow Kingdom. Yes. We got it all mixed up. Yeah, we've been drinking all day, taking pictures and shit. So,
doing that rockstar life.
Iron Shield.
Yeah.
The next song.
So, Iron Shield Records and Diabolic Mike. We want to have a new record, and we want to do a shout out to them, and also all of our fans, of course, who keep giving us support and keep wanting us to do this and shit.
Also the awesome people running RPM Fest in Western Massachusetts.
Hell yeah.
Definitely.
And all the awesome bands we've toured with and played shows with in the past.
Hell yeah. And as always, links will be listed below, so give a like, a share, and a follow. Support these guys in any way you can. Go to the Bandcamp, buy the merch. Actually, I look on the Bandcamp page right now, and there's a lot of stuff that's sold out on there. So
yeah, we need to get more merch. More merch is coming.
Definitely. So if you can't buy physical merch, buy the digital. I know we've been talking about looking at albums, but support it.
We have digital albums. We're gonna get new merch made in the next few months. So keep an eye on our social media pages. We'll keep people updated. But until then, digital copies of all our albums are available.
Hell yeah!
It's not the same as a CD or an LP, but
it still gets the job done for your ears.
Exactly, still gets the job done, and we appreciate the hell out of the support, no matter what type of support it is.
Definitely. So, guys, final question of the day is: what album changed your life?
Oh,
ooh. It's hard for me to pick one album.
I got one. Okay. Sepultura Beneath the Remains. Because I'm a drummer, and my drumming, so much of that album comes out in my drumming just kind of like not even on purpose. It's just like the way I do my fills and everything. It's just like so Igor Cavalera style from that album. Because like the time I listened to was like 13 years old, and that album changed my life.
Definitely.
For me, Halloween Keeper of the Seven Keys Part 1, Michael Keith's falsettos on that album are fucking amazing, and that album was a huge part of why I wanted to do so many falsettos and why I sing the way I do.
Hell yeah, I can dig that.
What about you, Sam?
It would definitely have to be Screaming for Vengeance. For sure.
Screaming for Vengeance!
Yep, because as soon as I figured out what that I was hearing, it definitely put heavy metal on the map for me. And it all, just kind of started from there. Like, I was probably about 12, 13 when I actually started getting into, music, because my parents were older, so, my mom has some records with me at it, and I took through those, but mostly, 60s, 70s, I picked the door and stuff. Nothing really too hard or heavy. So, for me, discovering Judas Priest, on the radio, great stuff, and once I found out what the album was, I was like, Judas Priest, wow, this is great. I realized what heavy metal was. I'm like, this is wicked light. This is the fucking music that fucking gets me. I get it.
Hell yeah.
Ever since then, it's been fucking heavy metal. Sure.
Definitely. And it seems like a lot of Priest fans are a Screaming for Vengeance fan or Defenders of the Faith fan. I've noticed that's a real hard division line a lot of times, because I'm a Screaming for Vengeance guy as well. Because it's just the fucking power behind it. And I'm not saying Defenders is not a good album, because obviously it is, but to me, it's Screaming for Vengeance and No Looking Back.
Yeah, I don't know, the Sentinel is my favorite rock song of all fucking time. So the Sentinel takes my bias to Defenders, but they're both fucking amazing. It's just like the fucking Judas Priest, fucking Iron Maiden question. It's like fucking like who do you fucking pick? It's like it's not fair. It's like the question's not fair.
Right.
Turbo. Of course, we love Turbo Lover, Carmine. Turbo Lover.
Well,
not even just that album. The whole Turbo album's fucking sick.
Well, have you actually read Confess from Rob Halford?
I actually listened to the whole biography.
Yes.
I definitely recommend you listen to the autobiography because
he reads it.
Rob Halford speak like his whole, piece in his own words, his own little, accent and everything. Like it's just like you just get it more. Like you get what he was going through at the time, like the inflection, the words. And like for me, I deliver packages like as a day job, so like I don't have the time to really read a book.
Right.
So
but
like
the audio book, yeah.
Yeah, like I listen to podcasts and audiobooks, and that's my shit because I can just listen to it and do my thing. And being able to hear that, like it's like he's sitting right there just telling you the story, and like you almost feel like you're his best friend by the time you're done.
Absolutely. No, I agree with that. But what I was getting at with that is where he tells about the record label fucking them over on Turbo because it was supposed to be a double album called Twin Turbo.
It was.
Yeah, Twin Turbos, right?
Yeah. And he tells the story on why they did it. And it's super cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure, man.
But guys, seriously, thank you so much for being on the Metal Forge this week. This has been super rad. You guys have been awesome to talk to.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell yeah.
Nice to talk to you as well, dude.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So
off
of Fallout Rituals, what are we going to play out today?
Oh, what are we going to play out on Fallout Rituals?
Yeah.
Oh, let's go brutal, right? Let's do a brutal one.
Legions Arise.
Yeah, Legions Arise.
All right.
Because it's got our guitar. Because at the end of it, I don't know if you know the whole album, but at the end of it, it's got a nice little surprise at the end.
Hell yeah. So you heard these guys.
An extra gang vocal track that went awry, but then sounded awesome. So
hell yeah.
Yes.
So
a little nugget from the song.
As you heard them, this is from the album Fallout Rituals. This is Legions Arise. Hey, thank you all for tuning into this week's episode of The Metal Forge. I want to take a minute to remind you guys about the Patreon page. Over on the Patreon page, we have the tiers set up to support the production of the show. We feature the Down and Dirty, which is just $1. There's nothing special for that one, it just sends me a thank you because every dollar helps. Then there's the Double Down and Dirty. Much akin to the Down and Dirty tier, everything helps produce the show in the end. You make your presence known, and I appreciate that more than you realize. Thank you for being a dedicated friend and supporter to the Metal Forge. By selecting that tier, you will receive some cool Metal Forge stickers in your mailbox. Now, we're really going to start pounding the metal madness with the Apprentice Metalhead for just $5 a month. By becoming an Apprentice Metalhead, you'll be given early access to the shows, published 24 hours before everyone else gets it. You're also going to receive 3 entries in any contest that we do here at the Metal Forge. You're also going to receive a 10% discount on all Metal Forge merch, and you're going to receive a sweet Metal Forge patch for your battle jacket or backpack. And now, here is the big one. This is the Master Metalhead for just $10 a month. By becoming a Master Metalhead, you will receive a hand-numbered Metal Forge Master Metalhead membership card. You're going to be given early access to the shows as well, with 36 hours before everyone else. You're going to receive 5 entries in any contest that we do here at the Metal Forge. You'll be able to submit audio questions that I will use on the show of you asking questions to the upcoming guests. Remember, timing is everything, and you will need to keep up with the upcoming guest list on the website. You're also going to receive advanced knowledge of any new merch coming out and be given a 25% discount on all Metal Forge merch. And you're also going to get all of the other rewards from the other tiers. So visit patreon.com/Metal Forge Radio today and help support the Metal Forge. Rock on.